What's going on here?
You guys want to get Eric Perkins in here for us on Friday?
Okay. Yes, we are live, fellas. We are live. And here we go in 3, 2, 1. And
1.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
well, welcome back to the Men's Sports League Studios and the DigiFan Podcast. We're on episode number 25. We're missing Peanut today and Quirky Quirk. But we got the crew, Wags, JC, LTs, and the Doc's going to be coming and joining in.
Coming in hot.
Yeah.
Coming in hot.
The Wolves are down 2-0, and we're moving on. The Minnesota Frost had possibly one of I thought, most entertaining games of the year for me to watch last night. They've had back-to-back 2-1 overtime games. They dropped the first game early on in overtime, about the 2-minute mark in. But last night, I'm watching the Wolves and I'm saying, "Hey guys, you know what? This feels like they're
Step up or shut up."
Well, doing everything they can to hang with a team that's just better. Period. They're just better, and you could just feel that it just is asking a lot, and then you could feel it just sort of, the whole deal.
But you could feel the energy just start
you pull
draining.
within 5, you go down by 12. You pull in 5, you go down by 14. So I said, there's maybe some really good sports entertainment going on here in Ottawa. And I turned on the Frost game, and it was a riveting. It was nothing in the third. It was fast. It was hard-hitting. There were chances.
Hard-hitting?
It was, they can check, right?
Yeah, I know they can check, but I don't see it a lot.
It was hard-hitting.
I haven't seen a lot of checking, but
they were strong on the wall for sure. And after 2 periods, Ottawa had outshot the Frost 24-9. And then it was a 10-6 Minnesota advantage in the third as they kind of took over the third. It was really good. Okay. Ottawa scores a goal with 2:35 to go. And I'm sitting there going, you know what? This thing might not be over. And Britta Curl scores for the Frost. Every time she touched the puck, she was booed.
Why is that, Wags?
Well, it might have been from a knee-on-knee situation that occurred in Game 1, which she's
really? Okay.
Now, this is a player who has played the most games. I believe she's the leader in games played at Wisconsin with 180. She had 179 points in 180 games. She's a multi-national champion. She's a Team USA winner as well. Been just very, very good. She went in the second round. There was a lot of I've not said much about it because I don't think any of this matters to anything in sport, and the fact that it occurs or is even thought about is embarrassing. She might have liked a few posts that some people didn't politically agree with, and so suddenly she was booed resoundingly because she's labeled as what there's a certain group of people that love to label people as.
She's supposed to be muted.
Correct. But if you know anything about her as a player, she's an absolute teammate who gets after it and does an incredible job that way. She'll go to battle. So she scores on a 6-on-4 with, I believe it was 15, 16 seconds left in regulation. I mean, everybody in Ottawa was feeling it. They're feeling it. They're on their feet. They're losing their minds. And I'm like, sit down! Sit down! And I'm like going, whoa, I've been doing this on a P-Dub game. This is wild, And it was awesome. And cool. Then it goes into overtime. Minnesota has this incredible opportunity, maybe 30 seconds in. When you get the goalie going one way and all you got to do is get over to drop the backhand, Well, where did Pad come? Also, Pad comes out with an incredible save. And every time Ottawa had a chance to score, I kept burying it in the back of my mind. That was their one. That was their one. I'm like, because you don't want to go down 2-0. It's like being down 3-0 in a best of 5. So having lost game 1, 2-1 in that overtime, and then it was Curl again who scores in overtime. Just a beauty. Claire Thompson was their first-round pick last year. She's a Team Canada legend as well. And she's had they've both had very good campaigns. So that was their first and their second round picks that have factored heavily into this postseason play. What's going to be interesting to me, this returns back to Minnesota. Ottawa plays in a building that seats about 8,600. We know in the playoffs here in Minnesota, it's filled up. I'm going. I might go.
Is it XL or where?
Yeah, I might go to cover it as media, or I might just go as a fan. I'm going because that game deserved. I kind of want to spend the money on the ticket because I think they earned it.
Sure.
Honestly, it was that good.
I saw the highlights and I was impressed with the style of play. And I mean, just watching ESPN this morning, the amount of time that whether it's Caitlin Clark's game yesterday. Or the lengths they opened up the second deck because tickets were in demand. Usually they keep that top bowl unsold. So like it's very interesting. Women's sports is really, we're talking about it today before the Wolves who are in the semifinals, but it's the excitement over women's sports is really interesting.
I mean, thinking back, like there was really not much for women's sports at all in my high school.
No.
Northern Minnesota. Like
there's always like track or
and maybe basketball,
softball,
soccer,
volleyball
was
really even volleyball.
But it was
much.
When hockey first started here, I remember the first time when we were young, there was the Edina Girls Hockey Association. They had their own league, like 72, 73, 74, 75. It kind of faded away as we got into the 80s, and then I was in South St. Paul. I was like 93, 4-ish in that neighborhood. And I was visiting actually from the Big D, and I was going to watch a high school game or something. And I'm like, what is this? They were playing ringette. And I was like, and that was sort of the start of getting things back on track. And then I'm back here in the Twin Cities in 95, and I got an Edina Squirt A team, and I watched that first Edina girls team, like for lack of better term, stumble out onto the ice.
Yeah, for sure.
You look at it and you go, okay, these kids are trailblazers. Like they want to play. They've grown up loving the game,
they know what they're doing.
The game, and they just, it was ugly. Like our squirt team probably would have beaten them 100-0.
For sure.
Sure.
But to think about where that's come in 30 years, as I was watching the game last night, I couldn't believe how good it was and how fast it was, how competitive it was. I talked about the heavy hitting. Jeff's like, come on. I'm like, because we do know they can play the body.
Yeah.
Not open ice hitting as much, but you can jam someone.
You can angle them.
You can hit their hands.
But you can finish. I mean, you can finish a check on the wall,
really?
Men's checking.
Huh.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
you can actually finish a check.
Game. Yeah, around the boards. Yeah, absolutely. It's sped up the game. It's forced quicker puck movement.
Yeah.
Well, and opportunities
their zone
too,
entries have
you're
been really
up the
good.
Puck.
Their hockey IQs have absolutely exponentially grown.
Yep.
And as I'm watching this, I'm like, what's this going to look like in 10 years?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, really?
Well,
sure.
we've talked about before on this podcast with my little girl who's in hockey. The people that you saw pioneering in the 90s, as you're talking, are now coaching. And so my little girl goes on the ice, and it's not all guys out there teaching anymore. It's
actual
it's
females.
women.
It's
that
it's
play
at least a
college hockey.
50-50 split.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what the little kids are looking up to, right? Their coaches and having it be a woman who actually has already been there, done that. Is a huge, huge deal. So,
Well, Maddie Rooney got the start and goal, and Ken Klee has done quite the job of. He seems. And I mean, so he definitely pushed the right button. By the way, Curl is only the fourth player in PDOB history to have a 2-goal game in the playoffs in these 2 years. Minnesota.
And it was the tying goal and the winning goal.
Yeah, it was just really epic. I mean, it was pretty incredible. But Rudy turned in 38 saves. She's an Olympic gold medalist. I mean, you have that on this team, and I'm just really excited to see what Minnesota has Saturday. That's game number 3, and it's pivotal.
Okay.
Awesome.
So we started with that not because there was any weird anger.
I was going to say about the Timberwolves. You just kind of flew by that. I mean, I get it.
I felt like what I saw last night.
We're going to knock it out of the park.
What I saw last night
but
deserved to be the headline because that game was remarkable. And, there are some people talking about it today, and I wanted this one to be a front runner because we were at the draft last year covering it for MN Hockey TV. And,
it's important.
Knowing those draft picks that they brought in, and I
important.
applaud the Frost franchise for sticking with the Brita Curl pick amid the political scrutiny that they were under. So then that leads us to the next question is like, what's going to happen? We have expansion. There's only so many players you can protect. Do you leave her exposed knowing that there's like zero chance Seattle will pick that up? Like, because that will go against like what the climate is. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying it's true, but.
Weren't you saying that her draft stock dropped?
I think it did, based off of what she can do. She looks today to me like a first round. I protect her. I'd let some older players go. I like her and Thompson. They're, to me, core future building blocks of this team. I can't let them go.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's some contractual stuff that's going on with who they make available and who they don't. Let's turn over to the Timberwolves. I honestly feel like, you know what, it was a good season. And the great part is I'm not even saying that as a joke, and you guys laugh.
It's true.
No, but it was like, Jeff at breakfast at the Hilltop located on Arcadia in lovely Edina, Minnesota. Off the now closed 50th Street exit.
As for Darcy.
I lost my train of thought because
My bad.
Why did you lose your train of thought? What
because
happened?
he went straight ADD.
Where?
Thanks.
Is that what you call her? No. Kidding. Back to the.
That's what I call you.
Back to the pod.
That's what I call you.
Wow.
You.
This just took a total different turn.
Where was I? I totally lost my train of thought. What was I saying?
Wolves.
Well,
anyway, it's been a good season.
Yeah, it has been a good season. And one thing we were
They're just
talking
being
about,
outplayed.
Jeff,
They're just being outplayed.
the team's better.
Yeah. So,
Well,
so there's no hard
unreal.
feelings. You're good. Hey, thanks a lot.
I mean, if a team's better than you and you look at it,
That's just it.
you just say you're better than me and I know it.
And move
See,
on.
Isn't it
better.
interesting that the Wolves go 4-1 and then they go 4-1, which I think now and then OKC went to 7 games in their last series, and here they are making it look like the Wolves are not even in their class.
It means two things. It means one, the Joker is just that good, and
Or they got that lucky.
But more importantly, no, it's the
Lakers
matchups.
suck.
It's matchups. No, it's just matchups.
Yeah.
I think when this team was built originally, it was built to take down Denver. And then I think OKC was built to take down Denver because they were the champs a couple years ago. And you look at how do we beat these teams?
Great point.
The key players,
when the
no
Warriors
gaps.
were on their run, they were 3-point shooters.
Deep.
So then everybody started getting, we got to get quicker. We got to defend the three. We got to be able to switch. We got to be able to shoot our own forms of threes.
Yeah.
It took teams time to get there, and then suddenly, oops, we got big.
Well, it's not like the Sorry.
Go ahead.
So they don't match up.
I was just going to say, it's not like the Timberwolves don't have their opportunities as well. It's just they're not hitting the field goals that they need to hit.
Well, there's reasons too.
No, true. Go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just going to ask, if you're the GM, who do you bring on board for the Wolves next year?
I would say because of the age of OKC being so young, you got to start kind of gearing your roster that way a little bit. But I mean, you look at Holmgren and you look at what's his name? The other, is it Hartenstein or whatever his name is? I don't know. I'm a hockey guy.
Okay.
but you look at those two big dudes in the middle, and just throughout that roster. I mean,
What's his name?
Well, who
SGA
could have
is
imagined?
young, he's MVP.
I
don't know.
Who could have imagined after what Randall did in the last series? Who could have imagined him sitting on the bench?
He had
at
a
the
great
end of the
game.
game.
He had a great game one, but they shut him
He
down.
really did.
But then what did they do? They've
shut him
got
down. Like you
they've
said,
got one of
it's
the
a-
best defenses in the game. They just said, okay, we're going to take you away.
Better team.
We're going to take you away, and they took him away.
Yeah.
Yep. Better team.
I mean, that's part of
way
it.
deeper, more talented.
He was our leader in this last series, and now he's sitting on the bench. Gobert, I mean, my God, they say he's got personal issues right now with break up with his girlfriend or
TMZ.
something, and he's not there. Correct, that's the TMZ angle. But according to social media, he's not all there.
His mind's not there.
I don't listen to any of that shit because he was he was really good maybe a half a week ago.
Yeah, I'm just telling you that he's missing.
He's missing.
He ain't missing because he broke up with his girlfriend.
And what about
That
Nas?
much.
And what about Nas?
Well, what did he break up with his
Wags, get
his
back
family?
on track here.
I mean,
I'm just saying,
or his best friend say, I'm not your best friend anymore? Or
where
what?
are our big men is my point.
Oh, okay.
They're not. So
You
so
took it off
I always,
track by
I always
talking about
thought-
the girlfriend.
I always thought we were super deep, but then you look at OKC and they are deep.
Wolves are
They're
deep. Wolves are
deeper.
deep.
Wolves are deep,
Not
but
as deep.
But the level of play.
The deeper you go,
Execution
their
has been
level's
really
way
key. I
better.
mean, like Brian Warpinski will name drop said at the Hilltop. He was kind of like, well, let's see what Saturday brings. You have to win the next two because if you don't, you're done. If you're down 3-1 or 3-0 or
what are the chances of
They
the
gotta win
Wolves
the next
playing
three.
and winning the next two?
I mean, you never know. You never know. I'm not buying this bullshit that they're at home and it's going to be different because it's not true.
No, that's not. It
There's
hasn't
no
been
such
true with
thing.
them.
There's no such thing.
But when your superstar goes 1 for 9 from the 3-point line,
That's tough. That's rough.
yeah.
That's been kind of a
And-
theme
and-
though
and
over
then-
the
Those are
past
bricks.
month.
But he's also like mentally, he's affected by his lack of superstardom in this series. He didn't meet with the media yesterday. He got fined $50,000 after game 2,
Yeah,
I
heard
think,
that.
For what?
for
man.
F-bomb.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Was that to the media?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably why he didn't meet with the media. Here's the thing.
He also,
I think he's hurt.
Yeah,
I think the ankle is way worse than you think it is.
You do?
I do. I do.
Well, he's moving
but they're off
quite well.
balance threes. He's
quite
throwing.
well.
Yeah, he's probably off balance threes because he's hurt.
Correct. Could be. But
Well, then-
I think he's hurt.
He needs a.
Well, then don't shoot
He
threes
needs a
and
dose
pass it
of
on.
humility if this is how the season comes to a close, because he has not been great in the playoffs.
Well, I mean, sometimes when you lose and things don't go right, and you are not in the headspace where you need to be, it's okay to take a night off of the microphone. It's really okay. I know the minions want to hear what he has to say about the loss and hear the cliches, but who really entirely gives a fuck?
Well,
My
his
opinion.
bigger statement is not showing up.
Right. You know what that statement says to me?
He's pissed.
And I'm focused. And we gotta fix this. That's what that tells me. I
Well,
like it.
Knowing how immature he is, I hope that that's the case, but I doubt it.
He is like a young boy.
Yeah.
Wow, you're hating today.
No, I'm just calling it the way I see it.
We-
I'm
we
disappointed
have
in the
swapped.
team. I'm disappointed in the team, and I hope that there's something. We are all very excited. The excitement is waning
Well, that's what happens when you play a team that's better than you.
and way better.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to the games at all? You got tickets?
No,
I'm going to the
Talking Timberwolves.
I'm going to the Walter Cup instead. I'm going to
Yeah.
go where they actually hang banners.
I'm just going. Yeah, talking about the Wolves. So no.
No, they play at the same time, same day.
Oh, they do.
So
Got
yeah,
it, got
so
it, got
so
it.
they're
Yeah.
literally on the same rotation.
So you'd rather. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think it would
the-
be great to go, but I'm not planning on it.
You gonna go to
I have
Walter?
some other friends that are going.
I would be interested.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, Saturday.
like a
I'll be
date.
out of town,
Not
but I'll
this
catch
weekend.
you when we get back.
So for the Timberwolves, it's not like it's a eulogy, but it is. I think they got a lot of work to do, but I'm not upset. You just look at those
You're
guys.
fine.
You
Live
look
with it.
You look at those guys. You go, damn.
Yeah, they are
Well,
good.
they have no
You know?
answer to Shea at all.
Well,
He
you
ho-
can't
he
get
hoisted
upset
the
about
MVP
that.
yesterday, and I mean he's so good on so many levels. Even his the way that he operates his body to draw fouls, and I mean he's really and it pisses people off. He gets in their head. The way he does
We
that.
saw what Jaden did.
Yeah.
You know what? That's old school Detroit Piston Bill Lambier style.
Yeah.
Where you say, you know what? If I'm gonna I've got the one to give. It's gonna be a good one, and you're gonna go down.
Yeah. He goes, I wasn't mad or anything. He goes, I had one to give. He goes, so I gave it.
Yeah.
I love that.
That was good.
Great. That's so good. So let's
And
see
he,
what
does,
happens.
and he does it with his sleepy eyes, and he just says it real cool. He goes, I had one to give.
That's so good. The Minnesota Twins have been absolutely a blast to watch. I saw them in Milwaukee, guys. I was there on the last podcast.
Like a pretty good team to get chirped.
I think if
I mean,
you,
we were on a big streak at that time.
well, I mean, one guy in the parking lot, he downshifted after the Twins won and smacked the ball over the